Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Rail and TLO on Apotheosis, the latter edition. In the top left side of the map we have the red Protoss player, it is Rail from True Esport. And in the bottom right side of the map we have the blue Zerg player, it is TLO from Team Liquid, also known as Dr. Dario and also known as the Little One. So this is another PvZ on Apotheosis for you guys. The last was between, let's see, Snoot and Lilbo. I hope you enjoyed that game. I hope this one is excellent as that one was. And let's get right on into it. Looks like a hatch first out of TLO. I'm going to assume there's an extractor coming up next at about 17 supply, and then a spawning pool about 17 supply as well. This is the place where you want to wall off, Protoss players. This is right here. It's kind of big, but you can do it. And it cuts everything off from this attack path and from this attack path, so you should be just fine. There are no back doors or anything. There are a lot of places for Reapers to hop up, a lot of places for Drop Lords to drop links into your base. Just kind of keep an eye out for that, and I think you'll be okay. Is that actually, goodness gracious, that is a Nexus first out of Rail. Nexus, okay, so Pylon Nexus into Gateway here at about 18 supply. That is an interesting move by Rail. He really doesn't think there's going to be much aggression out of TLO at this point. And there might not be, except for the fact that Hatch is at the gold base. So as soon as this pops, TLO's going to have more minerals than he knows what to do with. And I have to imagine this is going to be some crazy speedling shenanigans in the early stages of the game. Unless he wants to go for a quick third, which he might do if he does manage to scout this out in time. I don't think he will because he's not sending a drone scout out. There's definitely Overlord on the way, but it won't get there in time to really give TLO any important information. The probe does manage to scout out this first base at the gold. The extractor is fully saturated here by TLO. Both assimilators up for Rail, but only 3 workers on one of them, and 4. We'll make it 4, and I think trying to sort things out right now. There's 2 there. And then I think we'll see 3 at some point. No, 2 on each. That's what he went for. 2 on each here, which usually means you're going to be adepts early. No, now there's 3. I don't know what you're doing. Now he has 3. Rail, you're confusing me. You are confusing me. Couple lings on the way, but mostly drones. Still no speed, as not quite at the 100 vest being gas quite yet. Metabolic boost is being researched, and no! TLO's not going for it. I think TLO instead... Oh, he is. A little bit late. Trying to read this stuff is hard sometimes. All right, so he's going for speed. Get some speedlings up, but this wall looks like it will be very nice out of Rail. Gateway, gateway. A double gate opening here. Where's the cyber core? Back here. All right, so not using the cyber core to wall off, which I'm actually a fan of for Protoss players. I hate it when the cyber core is at the front lines. It is. Double adept push. Double adept push here. Let's take a look. Do I have an adept name list? Hold on. I do have an adept name list, and so we're going to name these 2 specifically Romeo and Juliet. Alright, so Romeo and Juliet, they are 2 adepts that are part of the Protoss army. They get their first kills together. Oh, they both have Zergling kills now, I think. 1 kill each. Look at them share. Look at them share those kills. So beautiful to see. So beautiful to see these 2 adepts in love with each other. Romeo and Juliet. Creep spread here for TLO. Does have a queen. Does he have any lings on? 12 lings on the way. That should be enough to deal with these 2. Look out, Romeo and Juliet. Don't die like your counterparts in the play, Romeo and Juliet, even though that would be fairly poetic. All right, here we go. Sending in the psionic transfer. Do you see enough lings to scare you? Yes, yes, you do. You cancel. You get the heck on out of there. You'll run for it. Because those speedlings, if they surround you, you will die. And they are speedlings now. I think they're going to chase the adepts home at this point. Yep, now that they have speed, they're going to say, where are those adepts going? It wasn't this way. That's for sure. Taking this path up and around. I love the jungle tile set. I don't feel like we have enough maps with the jungle tile set, personally. It's my favorite. Either way, coming up here, checking to make sure that the Protoss player doesn't have a gold base somehow. 4 adepts holding this line. Romeo and Juliet are part of that line. For some reason, choosing to knock down this rock tower. I don't know what that's all about exactly. Get out of the way. Did that actually kill any? I don't know if that killed any lings. Nope, just those 2 lings that got killed earlier. Phoenix does take down an Overlord. Phoenix are in the air, and TLO knows about it. TLO is just droning up like a crazy person, although still down 45 to 41 total harvesters. There's a Baneling nest on the way for TLO, and he's taking a 4th base. That's what's going on. Whoa, 4th base on the way, throwing down some Spore Crawlers, recognizing he's not going to have enough units to really defend here. So Spore Crawlers and Queens are going to have to do it against the Phoenix and hope there aren't too many. 3rd one on the way here, Resonating Glaives being researched too. And these Phoenix actually looking for Overlords instead of going for drones, which is interesting. Adepts are taking down, trying to take down those Lings, shooing them away so that this third base can come up at about the 5-minute mark for Rail. Makes a lot of sense in my professional opinion, and here we go. Here come the Lings, marching on up. They're going to try to force a cancel on this base, or at least get the probe. Probe run. No! Probe does not run. That's a probe kill. Phoenix flying around trying to do some stuff. These Lings are a little bit, I don't know, do they want to go in or not? That is 5 Adepts. They do not have Resonating Glaives yet. They don't have +1 attack or anything. Ah, Baneling's coming up, but forcing a cancel on the... Yeah, there's the cancel. And the Ling ends up getting killed. Phoenix flying around, not doing much of anything. Again, the combination of a Queen and a Spore Crawler at each base is pretty potent for Zerg, and every single one of those bases has it. Fourth base doesn't yet because there's no creep, obviously. Lings running on back home. Could not cancel that third base. We'll see how TLO does manage to handle it at some point here. Pushing out there, Creep Tumor. There's a Spore Crawler coming up. The Phoenix Cloud getting fairly big. There is another one on the way, which will bring our total to 5. And yeah, I don't... at this point, I don't know. Single Spore Crawler and a Queen might not be enough. There are definitely some drones being killed here. The ones on the gas are priority for Rail, but immediately replaced by TLO. Almost overcompensatingly replaced here. He has 5 workers on gas right now, but still, 4 kills is not bad out of those Phoenix. It is a Phoenix Adept play from Rail, which has been pretty potent in the past against Zerg players. We will see how TLO decides to deal with this. He is getting a Spire and a Hydralisk Den. I like this decision. 20 more Lings on the way. Getting some shots off on that Spore Crawler. Doing excellent, excellent work. 61 to 61 total Harvesters. Rail not doing too poorly. APM about 400 for TLO, about 200. Well, average 400 for Rail. So, I mean, both these players playing extremely fast. Extraordinarily so. Robotics facility. So double Robo to follow up here. Maybe Immortals, like an Adept Immortal Phoenix type thing here out of TLO. We'll have to wait and see. That's what we're here for, is to wait and see. Getting some cannons, too. Are you worried? I guess maybe if you scouted the Spire, you're worried about mutas. Where is the Spire? Here's the Spire. Was it scouted out? No. No, it was not. Rail just throwing up blind cannons. I guess that's fair. I mean, if you haven't scouted all of the Zerg stuff, you don't know if they're going Spire. You don't know if there are mutas coming to murder you at any second. So, throwing up a cannon, I really can't begrudge Rail that. Overseer flying on in, sees the cannon. Sees the gateway robotic, sees the double robotics facility. That's a nice scout. That's a good scout there by TLO. Banelings waddling on up. And the Banelings do not have speed, which is a bit of a problem. But there aren't too many of them. I don't think that TLO is going to make them a focus of the army, so we should be okay with it. Hydralisk's on the way. Muscular Augment's coming up. +1 melee attack as well. Flying around. Still these Phoenix trying to see what they can do. 2 Queens at this base. I like that. Hydra here. Well, passing by. Anyway, and this 4th base is well established with a ton of Hydras hiding behind this mineral line. So basically hoping that Rail doesn't scout these out first. And then maybe the Hydra can catch people by surprise. Robotics Bay coming up for Rail, though. Maybe an Immortal Disruptor type play would be pretty good here if there's a lot of Hydras on the ground for TLO. Getting a Lurker Den. So he is going a Lurker Hydra with +1 melee attack, though. He wants his Lings to be pretty good. Scouts on up here. Can the Baneling survive? It's just so darn slow as it waddles. Bam. Nope. No, definitely cannot survive here. So Ling, Baneling, Hydra meeting up with Rails, Adept, Stalker, Sentry, Immortal composition. There's some Zealots in there too. Some Zealots too. Let's not forget those Zealots. And the Phoenix with some lifting powers could be pretty good in the situation. Rails going for the 8-minute 4th base. He's feeling very confident about his composition and where he is. Keeping up in macro, that's for sure. 69 to 68. Lings don't have that +1 yet, but I think they can force a cancel anyway. Can they get it? Lings delaying, and there's the cancel on the Nexus. Lings run around. Hydra is trying to get some shots off there too. The Baneling's doing nothing with amazing force field and targeting action here by Rail. Hydra's with a nice concave on the high ground, but Guardian Shield is definitely up here for Rail. Baneling's crashing on in, getting rid of most of the Zealots. There are still a couple of them left there. Rail decides it is time to go home. Not feeling too good about that. Again, the Lurker Den is almost complete there for TLO. He is saving up some gas to go for some of those Lurkers. Is that Extended Thermal Lance? Rail's going for Colossus, you guys. What is happening? Colossus against Hydra. I think this is going to be pretty good. I know that the Colossus were nerfed. Their damage was taken down quite a bit in Legacy of the Void, but still, against Hydras have no hit points, man. Okay, 80 total hit points, and everything here does get chewed up pretty well. I mean, except for Lurkers, I guess. What's our range talking about here? Increases the range of the Colossus weapon. Where's my Colossus? I need to remember what their range is. Anyway, coming on in. Here it is. Colossus ready to rock, range of 6. Lurkers have a range of 9, so they can actually outrange the Colossus, which is kind of surprising. Going in for both directions here. Force fields on the south side and on the left side here. Colossus just going to town, laser beaming everything. Hydra is trying to kill those Phoenix, trying to sneak around the force field. The Lurkers are not really a factor here, all getting lifted up by the Phoenix, but the Hydra's on the bottom side continuing to chew through most of the stuff. Another Colossus shows up. Extended Thermal Lance has been finished. Look at the stutter stepping action from Rail, looking good with the Colossus. All of those Lings just absolutely getting melted here, and again, the Hydras by themselves not good, but Lurkers pretty fantastic unless the Immortals get right on top of them, as they are starting to do now. Colossus burning through a lot of stuff. 9 kills, 14 kills, 15 kills. Colossus maybe exactly what Rail needs in this situation. It's 66 to 72 Harvesters. Again, the Lurker Spine's a little bit too good, though. The range is amazing, doing extra damage versus the Colossus, as they are considered armored units. Can they get their little ragtag groups of Hydras remaining? Only a couple Colossus left. 6 kills, 17 kills, and that's it. A GG from Rail. Wow, so Rail taps out. TLO is victorious, and Zerg gets the win today. So well done there by TLO. I thought, I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't for the Lurkers, I feel like Rail could have won that engagement fairly handily. He had the right idea. It's just that he lose all his Phoenix. He lost all his Phoenix, couldn't lift these Lurkers in time. And that was it. Recognizing he lost his 4th base, he knew that Zerg was on essentially 4 bases and it was up on worker count for him, decided to tap on out. His available army was pretty much that. I mean, he wasn't spending his money very well either. So unfortunately for Rail, it didn't show up as strongly as I would have liked to have seen against TLO, but still, gave him a good run for the money. I like seeing the Colossus, but today Zerg gets the win. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.